Welcome back to the deep dive. Anyone working in modern IT knows the scene. It's pretty chaotic, right?
Oh, absolutely.
We're not dealing with simple stacks anymore. We're
Yeah.
talking huge global systems, hybrid clouds, microservices popping up everywhere.
And the data, just this overwhelming flood of operational data, it's frankly impossible for people to track manually.
It really is. It's like an information tsunami.
Yeah, and the traditional IT teams, they're using tools built for a much simpler time. They're drowning. They're setting static thresholds, looking at logs manually, and what you get is just this constant stream, this wall of alerts.
Noise waves.
Pure noise. And it's not just inefficient, it leads straight to what everyone calls alert fatigue. Critical stuff gets buried, missed completely.
And your mean time to resolution, your MTTR, just shoots up every single time.
Exactly.
Feels like we're trying to fight these 21st century fires with like 20th century buckets.
That's a good way to put it.
The speed, the complexity of digital business today, it demands something different. So today we're doing a deep dive into that big shift. AIOps, artificial intelligence for IT operations. It's really this necessary jump from just reacting in firefighting to, well, intelligent, automated, even predictive management.
Right. And our mission today is really to map out what success actually looks like with AIOps. What are the key metrics? What are the core capabilities you need?
Because it changes how you measure success itself. I saw a quote from a CTO in our research.
Oh, yeah.
AI isn't just transforming IT, it's transforming how we measure IT, which I thought was pretty spot on.
That nails it. It's a fundamental change in perspective.
Okay, so let's unpack this move from traditional ITOps to AIOps. Why was the old way just failing so badly?
Look, let's be direct. Traditional ITOps, it just didn't scale past maybe the virtualization boom. Forget about handling today's hybrid multi-cloud mess. It's kind of fundamentally broken because it relies on humans reacting. It's prone to errors, and it just can't cope with the speed and the sheer amount of data coming in.
The old focus was just waiting for a red light, basically. Something hits a fixed threshold, then you scramble.
Yeah, react and fix. That was the game.
So AIOps flips that. It's like installing a digital brain for your IT systems.
That's a great analogy, actually. AIOps platforms combine, massive data gathering, machine learning, the ML part, and automation. They provide this real-time, holistic view.
So they can actually process everything at once.
Right. They chew through all that operational chaos, cut down the noise drastically by seeing connections between alerts.
The correlation piece.
Exactly. And they spot the actual root causes way faster than any team of humans possibly could, trying to piece it all together manually.
So the goal shifts then. It's not just about hitting these rigid SLAs, these service level agreements, focused on basic uptime.
No, not anymore.
It's about measuring something more sophisticated, like the system's intelligence.
Yeah.
Its responsiveness.
It's resilience, exactly. And the big payoff is that it frees up your teams. They stop chasing down every little alert, doing repetitive, low-value stuff.
And they can actually focus on innovation, on strategy.
That's the idea, turning IT from a cost center into, well, an enabler.
Okay, so if AIOps is successful, the scorecard changes completely. You said we're measuring the speed of intelligence and the user experience.
That's right. It's not just, is it up? It's how well is it working? And how quickly can we fix or even prevent problems?
All right, let's get into those new metrics. We have to start with the classic MT's family, right? Mean time to detect MTTD.
MTTD is the first step. How long does it take just to know there's an issue?
And AIOps slashes this.
Dramatically.
Yeah.
Because the ML algorithms are spotting subtle patterns, grouping related events as they happen. They're not waiting for a big failure.
That's how they achieve that, what is it, 95% reduction in noise?
Yeah, some platforms report figures like that. It's incredible. You finally get the important signals rising above all that background chatter.
Which naturally speeds up the next step.
Right.
Mean time to acknowledge MTTA, the time to actually accept the problem and get someone on it.
Right. If the AI has already done the initial triage, maybe even figured out the likely cause and severity, acknowledging it and assigning the right team becomes much faster. Sometimes it's even fully automated.
Okay, and then the big one, traditionally. Mean time to resolution, MTTR, detection to full fix.
Yep, the total time to get things back to normal. Lowering MTTR is obviously key for business resilience.
And you mentioned some platforms are going beyond just detection.
Oh, yeah. We're seeing advanced AIOps, things like Atera's IT autopilot mentioned in the sources that can autonomously ask clarifying questions, run diagnostic scripts, even execute pre-approved fixes. That cuts MTTR massively, often without a human even needing to log in.
Okay, MTTR makes sense if you're stuck reacting.
Yeah.
But you hinted that the real measure of AI maturity is something else.
That's the pivot, yeah. If you really want to know how smart your system is, you look at the proactive resolution rate. What percentage of potential issues did the system spot and fix before any user was impacted? Before anyone even noticed?
So it saw something going off kilter.
Like a slow memory leak or maybe database latency creeping up.
And fix it automatically before it caused an actual outage.
Exactly. That's predictive management. That's the highest form of AIOps maturity.
And that leads us nicely to the user experience side. End user experience, EUX. That's becoming the ultimate benchmark.
Absolutely. At the end of the day, IT's success is judged by, can users do their jobs smoothly, without friction?
I saw that Gartner stat you mentioned by 2026, 60% of CIOs using experience metrics. That's huge.
It's a massive shift. So the advice now for CIOs is clear. You need to track things like CSAT, maybe Net Promoter Score for IT services, right alongside your automation metrics.
To prove it's actually making users' lives better.
That's how you demonstrate the real value, when the end user feels the difference.
And the payoff for the IT team itself is pretty compelling too. That 40% workload reduction figure.
It's not just about saving time. It means your best engineers get, almost half their week back to work on projects that move the needle, not just clearing ticket queues.
That's the strategic shift. IT becomes a growth engine, not just keeping the lights on.
And the ROI numbers back it up. We saw figures showing enterprise AIOps projects delivering over 300% ROI in 3 years, mostly from preventing those costly outages.
Okay, so that's the what and the why. Let's peek under the hood. How does this AIOps brain actually work? You said it's an integrated stack, not just one tool.
Right. It's really 4 key components working together.
Component 1 has to be the data, right? Data ingestion and storage. Can't be intelligent without information.
You got it. That's the bedrock. The platform has to pull in absolutely massive amounts of data logs, metrics, events, traces, historical performance data.
From everywhere. On-prem, cloud, hybrid.
Where? Mainframes, servers, containers, serverless functions, network devices, the whole lot. But here's the critical part, and where many projects stumble. Data quality.
Garbage in, garbage out.
Precisely. If your data ingestion is weak, if you have gaps, inconsistencies, you create blind spots.
Right.
The AI is only as good as the data it's fed. Accuracy, completeness, consistency, they're non-negotiable.
Okay, assuming you get that clean data foundation, you move to the next layer, the smarts.
Component 2, advanced analytics and machine learning. This is where the intelligence happens.
The ML algorithms.
Right. They sift through all that correlated data, looking for patterns, spotting anomalies, and crucially, these aren't just simple threshold-crossed alerts. It's about deviations from normal learned behavior.
Dynamic baselining.
Exactly. And importantly, predicting future issues based on those subtle shifts.
You mentioned noise reduction earlier.
Yeah.
How does the ML handle that specifically, that flood of alerts?
The key technique is intelligent alert grouping. The sources mention things like fuzzy matching.
Fuzzy matching.
Yeah, think of algorithms like Levenstein distance. It basically measures how similar 2 strings of text are.
Okay. Why does that matter for alerts?
Because real-world logs are messy. One system might log disk space critical on DB01. Another might say DB01 disk nearly full. Slightly different wording. Different syntax, maybe.
But it's the same underlying problem.
Exactly. Fuzzy matching lets the AI recognize these are related, group them together, even if your CMDB isn't perfect or your logging isn't totally standardized. It cuts through the variations.
That makes it way more robust in a real messy IT environment.
Okay, so we have data, we have analysis, component 3, making sense of it.
Visualization. You need to turn all that complex analysis into something people can actually understand and act on quickly.
Dashboards.
Customized dashboards, yeah. Different roles need different views. Security needs to see threat indicators. Network ops needs latency and path info. App teams need transaction health. Clear visuals, root cause timelines. It cuts down on finger pointing and speeds up decisions.
Makes sense. And the final piece, acting on those insights. Smart automation.
Component 4. This is where the system closes the loop. Automated workflows, runbooks, playbooks execute fixes based on the ML's findings. Like what kind of fixes?
Could be simple stuff, like routing a ticket to the right expert automatically, or more complex actions, restarting a service, scaling up cloud resources ahead of a predicted spike, rerouting network traffic.
Creating that self-healing capability.
That's the goal.
Okay, but self-healing always raises governance questions for me. How do you stop the AI from, automatically fixing something in a way that breaks something else.
That's a crucial point. It's about maturity and control. Smart automation isn't giving the AI free rein. It uses pre-approved, validated actions, links to high-confidence diagnoses.
So low-risk actions for clear problems.
Generally, yes, you start there. You ensure the actions are consistent, secure, logged, and ideally reversible. It actually reduces the risk of human error during a crisis while ensuring you have guardrails.
Right, controlled automation. Okay, let's zoom out again. Big picture impact. Where is this tech really making a difference in the real world?
The benefits are pretty wide-ranging. Faster fixes, obviously, big cost savings from preventing outages, better resource use, especially in the cloud, avoiding overspending or performance hits, and just overall more business agility.
Any specific industry examples that stand out? You mentioned e-commerce, finance.
Yeah, high-stakes areas. We saw one example of a global e-commerce giant cutting downtime by 40% through automated resolution via AIOps.
Wow.
And in finance, places like MasterCard use it for real-time fraud detection, yes, but also just crucial monitoring of their transaction systems. Every second matters there.
And what about big infrastructure players, telcos?
Definitely. Companies like Vodafone have used AIOps for things like predicting network equipment failures, predictive maintenance, and automating how they handle network incidents. The result, fewer incidents impacting actual customers.
Even security.
Oh, for sure. AIOps helps security teams by finding those faint signals, correlating seemingly unrelated events that might indicate a sophisticated attack. It helps them stay ahead, providing actionable intelligence much faster.
This all sounds incredibly powerful. But let's do the reality check. If it's this good, why isn't every company already fully AIOps enabled? What are the hurdles?
There are definitely hurdles. Two big ones kept coming up in the research, and they're often less about the tech itself and more about the organization.
Okay.
First, and maybe most fundamental, data quality. We touched on it, but it's huge. AIOps is only as smart as its data.
Garbage in, garbage out, still.
Still, if your data is stuck in silos, if it's inaccurate, incomplete, the AI's conclusions will be flawed, maybe even dangerous. Sorting out data governance, breaking down those internal walls, that's often a major political and process challenge before you even get to the tech.
Makes sense. And the second challenge?
Trust and explainability, especially as you move towards more automation.
People need to trust the AI's decisions.
Exactly. Teams need to have confidence in these tools, particularly when they're automating critical actions. So the AI needs to be able to explain itself, essentially.
Transparency.
Yes. Why did it flag this as an anomaly? What data led to that conclusion? Why was this fix recommended or executed? Especially with complex ML, even generative AI models entering this space, explainability is absolutely vital for building trust across the organization.
You need to be able to understand the why behind the AI's actions.
Precisely. Without that trust, adoption stalls.
Well, this has been a really vital deep dive. AIOps clearly isn't just a buzzword. It feels like the essential blueprint for managing IT going forward.
It seems to be the only way to handle the complexity we've built. Using that data intelligence to shift from being constantly behind, reacting, to being proactive, predictive, having actual control.
And ultimately, it's not about replacing people.
No, not at all. It's about amplifying human talent. Let the AI handle the scale, the noise, the repetitive tasks.
Freeing up engineers to focus on the hard stuff. Strategy, innovation, building more resilient systems in the first place.
Exactly. It makes their jobs more valuable, more impactful.
Okay, so here's the provocative thought we want to leave you with today. Our sources describe AIOps as covering the entire management lifecycle, even strategic planning and governance. Now, given that scope and knowing it requires deep cross-functional collaboration, how quickly does your organization need to fundamentally reshape the connections between IT, development, security, and the business teams to really unlock the full autonomous power of AI operations?
Something